Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another one of my Cube World tutorials. Okay, so I figured I would do a quick guide on kind of combat basics today. Now these are not going to be class specific, they're just going to be some general tips that you can apply to any of the classes. Obviously they will differ slightly depending on whether you're range or close, but the premise is still going to be the same. Forgive me in advance if some of these seem blindingly obvious or common sense, but you would be surprised what some people kind of, overlook and things like that. So here are my basic tips. Okay, so the very first thing is, again, may well be simple, but do not go into battle if you are on low health. So you will see here I am on low health, so if you just had a big battle, it's different if you're fighting weak enemies, but, if you're going to go into battle, make sure you're fully stocked up, because you're just going to last that much longer. Now, when you're looking at enemies, you want to bear in mind there are 4 colours. If you look at their names, you'll see the name is either white, blue, orange, or red. Now, white means they are below your level, so you'll be, you can take them out without any trouble. Blue means they are basically on your level, orange means they will be slightly above and there will be a slight challenge, and red means they are sufficiently above and they will be a lot more difficult. Now it doesn't mean to say that you can't defeat red enemies, but obviously you do still need to kind of use some tactics. So yeah, firstly judge your enemy, because there's no point running up to them, and especially, for example, sure, you might be able to take out one red enemy, but if there's a group of them then you're going to have a bit of a hard time. So yeah, judge your enemy first. Now then, after that, the other thing is make sure you move. It might seem like a really simple thing, but you'd be surprised the amount of people that stand here, just like this, and they go, attack, attack. They'll just stand still as if it's kind of like a turn-based RPG, and it's not. You've got movement keys for a reason. So, move around all the time. Even if you run around in a circle, you can dodge a few moves, which is by running around an enemy, clicking on them like that, and then, sort of carrying on. But also, you can actually dodge. If you use the middle mouse button, you can do a little kind of combat roll. It does use stamina, but if you time your roll, so then you time it at the moment the enemy's about to hit you, you will dodge that attack. And it's also really useful because some mages attacks, for example, they're fireballs, they'll home in on you, so that's a great thing. Now while we're on the topic of mages, another thing is line of sight. Now say for example, what I typically do, if I'm going through a dungeon or somewhere like that, and I see a group of enemies, there's typically going to be a couple of like sword users, and there'll also be some mages or rangers. So I'll go up to them, I'll pull them, then I'll run back and hide around the corner. Then all of them will follow me because they can't see me. So even the mages, they will follow until they're close range, and that's a good way to close the gap. Because, even if I can take a mage, I know that by the time I've got to them, I would have taken a few hits if I'm just running straight towards them. So use that to your advantage. Now then, as for the actual moves, I'm basically, okay, admittedly I am level 8 right now, but I'm going to do this guide as if I've only got my first 2 moves, so basically as if you just started. So I'm going to base this around mouse 1 and mouse 2. So I'm going to go and pick a fight on this enemy over here. It is a red enemy, but I'm going to still use the same thing to, basically what I've been talking about. So I am still running around in circles, and obviously once you built it up, make sure you use your second mouse button. Now the other thing you need to bear in mind, if the enemy is your level, then when you unleash your mouse 2 button, your special, it will often knock them over and it'll kind of stun them, and that's it's a great advantage, because then when they're on the floor, they can't do anything. But as you saw there, okay, admittedly I didn't use my dodge roll, but I was running around in circles, and while I did still take some damage, I was still able to dispatch a red enemy. So just going again, and then same thing, I can do a few combat rolls if I want to. And the other thing you need to make sure is do not be afraid to run away and heal. A sensible thing now would be to run away and use a potion. Oh, if I have potion selected, this could go slightly wrong, but let's see. Yes, make sure you do have potion selected before you go into battle, because if you don't, then you'll sit down like a muppet. There we go. But yeah, sorry. Let me get back on track. So that's the one thing. Now, the other thing you want to bear in mind is pick your fights carefully. If there are a group of enemies, try and scan around and look at them first, because you may well find that in among, say, you might see a group of blue enemies or maybe even orange enemies, and you might think you can take them, but then often in among a group, there's often one strong enemy, and that can be the difference between sort of, the fight going your way or the fight going their way. And that pretty much wraps it up, to be honest. It was only going to be a brief guide, and as I said, this is only a kind of general tips that can apply to all classes. I will later on do some kind of class specific videos, so stay tuned for those ones. But just to kind of like summarise, the main things are make sure you're healed up beforehand, and make sure you carry plenty of potions, because you do want to make sure your life is topped up. Make sure you move all the time, even if you just run around them in circles. Make sure you use line of sight to make mages come towards you, because you do not want to go towards them. And also obviously pick your fights carefully. Remember, white names are below you, blue names are on your level, orange names are above, and red names are going to be difficult. So think carefully before you go into battle, and you'll survive a hell of a lot better. Anyway, that was pretty much it for now, so hopefully you found that helpful. As always, if you want me to cover anything specific or you have any questions, then drop a comment down below and I will do my best to answer them. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and share this video. It does really help me out, and obviously don't forget to subscribe. Also, don't forget to check out the Facebook page, the Twitter page and the Arekkz Gaming website for all your news throughout the week. But otherwise, thanks for watching, take it easy, catch you next time. Peace out.